like I say, man,
anyway,
man.
Yeah, no, but it was good. I still the thing about the funeral thing, that's a little foggy. But everything else that I said, I pretty much defend it. Whenever we do shows, we always have the article, we always have the video. So not like as if I heard somebody say, what is it? So I don't. Okay.
Oh, we got him right here. No, he's here. He's here. He just pulled up. He's just a little busy, like I said. He's just on the run. You'll get him in here. Salute to Gil, though.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's right here. He's right here. Hold on. You probably can hear him.
And I can only be on for like 10 more minutes. But
okay, that's fine. Yeah, we won't keep you too long. But salute Gil, man. What's good?
No, Gil, is he there?
Yeah, he's right here. He's right here.
Okay,
hold on. He's got to take himself off mute. There he is, right there. Salute, my guy.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
On. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
hear you. Yes, sir. We hear you.
So, yeah. How did you know we was live, man? I'm trying to figure it out. How do you know we was live?
Hey, man, my people got that. They sent me the link.
How you knew we was live?
They sent me the link.
I'm like, how did he know we was on here?
Okay, so I just heard your question, right? About why did I make the statements about Miami?
Yes.
Because I played in the NBA during the same time frame. So I know who Miami was and who they are. So when someone says Heat culture, you make a statement and saying LeBron James wouldn't have won a championship without this Pat Riley's Heat culture. And the question was, what Heat culture? What the fuck was Heat culture? When Pat Riley got the Heat, 8 years, what did he actually do? 6 years, first round loss, 2 years, or 5 years, first round loss, 2 years, didn't make the playoffs, and he quit and went upstairs. And then he hired Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy, he brings in Shaq, which is a generational talent. They didn't win because him and Dwayne, he was bumping heads with Dwayne Wade, right, on who team this was. Even though he says, yeah, you know, Dwayne Wade is your team. They didn't win. They brung in Jay Will, they brung in Gary Payton, they brung in Antoine Walker. Now, the problem with the Heat culture is your first team that you really had, they was the wildest team in the NBA. They partied every night. They drunk. They did not listen to shit that Stan Van Gundy had going on.
What year you talk? What year is this?
This will be 2005, 2006. They partied so much that they built a barbershop and a basketball court inside the strip club because they was there so much. This is a true story. They were so good. If you look at the team, 15 players, 12 of them was NBA lottery picks when they were drafted. So they was the most talented team overall. They won the championship. Where was the Heat culture then? You just let the best players do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. There was no discipline. They end up making the first round the following year, end up winning 17 games the next year. Pat Riley ran the fuck back upstairs again. Then he hired a rookie coach, Dwayne Wade. What do they do them next years? First round. And then LeBron James comes. A generational talent. So what is the Heat culture if your only championships are when you trade for generational talent? So what you do is this. You take these phenomenons, right? You win, and then you take those rings, and then you slave the players who don't have talent and say, this is our culture. You're not doing that to LeBron James. You're not doing that to Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Shaquille O'Neal. There's no Heat culture there. What you do is when they leave, you say, hey, this is what I have here. You guys shut the fuck up. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. And that is the Heat culture. So there's no Heat culture when LeBron James is there. He is the culture. When Shaquille O'Neal was there, he is the culture. And his culture was fucking partying every night.
Okay, Gil, let me ask you. To build a championship culture, it takes years. I think we all agree with that. Because Mark Jackson, he started coaching the Warriors in 2011. And then it was only like in 2015 or something like that they won their first championship. So it takes years. You got draft players and all of that. But what we know is that Miami has they run a very, very tight ship. Pat Riley, according to, I never met Pat Riley. I'm sure you did. I don't know. But Pat Riley, from what I've read and heard people say, is a no-nonsense type of person. He's the one that's at the head of the whatever. I heard when they wanted to fire Eric Spoelstra, he was like, hell no. At other teams, if a star wants a player gone, they're gone. But Pat Riley said, no, Eric Spoelstra got to stay. The thing is, Miami, those guys had already tasted championship glory before LeBron got there. And since LeBron left and D-Wade left, the team is still going to the finals. With no real talent. So they must have something that they do, right? Even Andre Iguodala said that the Heat have a crazy culture down there, the way they work you out and their food and all of that stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. The Heat culture that's what I'm saying. A culture means whoever comes there, you are abiding by the rules of what's going on, right? That's what a culture is, right? So if I say this culture we have here, or we're vegans, that is our culture. We're vegans, we eat right. And then LeBron James and Chris Bosh comes there and they like, nah, we eat steak and we're going to do whatever the fuck we're going to do. And you're like, I bet. Long as we win championships. And then when they win championships and they leave and he say, all right, we're back vegan again. Which one is the culture?
Obviously, LeBron James he's a top five, in my opinion, top five player of all. So obviously you lose a player like that, you're going to lose a lot. D-Wade is injured. Obviously, we know the loss of what LeBron means. I'm just saying that you're the first person I'm hearing say that the Heat don't have a culture, because I've heard so many people, JJ Redick, Andre Iguodala.
JJ Redick didn't play there. Iguodala played there, but he didn't play there with LeBron James or Shaquille O'Neal. When you think about their championship, when you think about Pat Riley, his greatness, and everybody gives their top five players of ever, right? Did you notice he has three of them? And those three are his champions. He's never won a championship without a generational talent. And those generational talents did whatever the fuck they wanted to, which means you do not have culture because you bend it. Pop didn't bend his culture for Tim Duncan. He didn't bend it for Ginobili. If I'm going to cuss this guy out, I'm going to cuss Tim out. You're all under the same umbrella, right? Phil Jackson, you're all under the same umbrella.
So let me ask you, why do you think then that D-Wade told LeBron, you don't want Pat to come down here and coach us then? Why was D-Wade saying that to LeBron? Because it sounded like D-Wade was saying you don't want the type of regime that this guy is going to be running when he comes down here.
The reason LeBron wanted is because there was who is this coach? Who is this coach? Right? Like no one factors in. No one factors in that every coach LeBron had was not a history coach. He didn't have a Phil Jackson nor Pop. He didn't have greatness. The greatness was him. You're telling me Heat culture is this rookie coach? That's my coach? What the fuck does he know? This wasn't Stan Van Gundy. This was a Jeff Van Gundy. This wasn't Scott Skiles. This was a fucking film dude who sat in the back of that was his guy. That was the guy he said, I want you to lead because you've done everything I wanted you to do. That is the person who's supposed to take you to the promised land. Of course, LeBron James is going to question this.
Okay, so my final question.
Where's the reference? Where's the reference for LeBron James was the smartest? He was the smartest coach out of all of his coaches.
My final point, because I got to get up out of here because we've been on here for a minute, but I just want to ask you, do you think D-Wade had a role in LeBron winning those championships and helping him develop as a player and a leader. Gil, don't do that to D.
Oh, no. Yes, he had a. Yes, he had a factor in, of course, helping win a championship. They all helped win the championship. But this issue is this. This is the issue. You're talking about a guy at the time he made the decision was 25 years old, right? At 25, he won 2 MVPs already. He already took a team to the finals. His team was number 1 in the Eastern Conference when he decided to leave. The accolades as an individual, he was dominating. So when he says, yeah, I might not have had no rings, but my individual, I was going to be great. Where's the lie? He was already great as an individual.
But he wasn't winning. You know, Kobe had the league on lock. Kobe had the league on lock. He wasn't going to.
It doesn't matter who he's going to be. You're talking about individuals. He's talking about individual, which means scoring titles, MVPs, because all the winning MVP just have to have the best record in the NBA at that point. It has nothing to do with championships at that point when he's talking about individual. So he didn't win no championship. He has 2 MVPs already. When Michael Jordan won his MVPs, he didn't have championships before some of those. It's an individual award. So you're saying he wouldn't be considered a great if he didn't have those Miami championships? He is number 1 in the Eastern Conference. Now, this is the problem that nobody like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp wants to admit. Do you know how many free agents? Do you know who was a free agent in 2010, 2011?
Key free agents, apart from Chris Bosh and all of these guys, and I think Carmelo and all. I don't remember. I was allowed.
Okay, here I'll give
and these guys, and I don't remember the
I'll give it to you just so you can. So this is the free agents that were free the same time LeBron, right? You got LeBron James, the number 1, Dwayne Wade, number 2, Chris Bosh, Dirk Nowitzki, Yao Ming, Joe Johnson, Amari Stoudemire, Carlos Boozer, David Lee at the time, Paul Pierce, Rudy Gay, Ray Allen, Jermaine O'Neal, Drew Gooden, right? Now, if all of these players are free agents and any of these 2 team up, what the fuck happens to the league? So if let's just say D Wade and Joe Johnson team up in Miami. D Wade, Chris Bosh, and Joe Johnson. That kind of hurts LeBron James, right? So when you're a free agent and you're thinking about how I'm going to dominate, you have a fucking Amari Stoudemire, Carlos Boozer, and Dwayne Wade. If Carlos Boozer goes with Dirk Nowitzki or Dirk Nowitzki and Yao Ming, you see how powerful this 2010, 2011 free agency was. Because it was a battle. It was too many superstars was up at the same time for Cleveland to not want to get any of these guys. And that was the problem. Cleveland Cavaliers said they were not going after any free agents.
Okay, so you're saying that there were a bunch of free guys that if they had signed with LeBron, he could have won and done all of that stuff in Cleveland, basically.
Okay, if Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh goes to Cleveland, do they win a championship?
It depends. If it's the same LeBron James, hell no.
They're the 25-year-old LeBron James? What are you talking about?
We saw LeBron in the finals totally collapse.
You mean the finals? You mean this finals when before Game 5 they decided that they were gonna your wife is sleeping with Rashad Lewis, that type shit, or your mom is having sex with one of your teammates. Do you mean that media? What they were doing to the guy? Are we forgetting? I know you don't know. You remember that guy when they were purposely putting out shit to fuck with his head. Do you remember Game 3? Game 3. So Game 3. Do you remember what happened after Game 3? They won. They won game 3.
I don't remember.
They won game 3, and the media decided to do this. Whose team is this? Who is this? The Wayne Wade's team or LeBron James' team? They literally put a wedge between the two after they went up 2-1.
But let me ask you, but that same thing they did for LeBron. They could have done it to Kobe. They could have done it to MJ. They could have done it to so many other players. That's the one that folded.
They could have, but did they do it? No.
So
they did not do
on
it.
The fact that they said that his
no. We're gonna blame the fact is you're trying to erase history, right? You can't change. You can't say that we know the outcome right now, right? If you take away his 2 championships, what do you replace him with? MVPs? Scoring titles? What do you replace it with? If you're going to take it away from him, what do you replace it with? You can't.
I don't think anybody's taking away LeBron's titles. I think LeBron is not giving any or not basically saying I would have been the same dominant player that he was as an individual. I think we all agree. Yes, he would have. I think he would have probably put up better numbers.
That was his.
No,
but then he didn't say. He said he would only. He said, "Hey, I might." He said this though. He said, "Individually, I was going to be who I am. Will I have less championships? Yes, I probably have less championships." But he said that. So, but he said that.
We all agree. That's what I said. We all agree. Shannon Sharp said that. Shannon Sharp said that same thing. He said he agrees.
But Shannon Sharp also made the point of he wouldn't be considered a GOAT.
Nah, you can't. Gilbert, how are you going to put him in the top 5 with only 1 championship?
Can I ask you this? And don't worry, I know the answer. And Stephen A. Smith don't know this answer. Shannon Sharp don't know this answer. Before Michael Jordan, who was the GOAT?
Before Jordan, wasn't it?
No.
Wasn't it,
no matter what name you say, no. There was no GOAT.
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
There was none. There was no GOAT. There was no greatest of all time. So what ends up happening was there's been one GOAT. There's been one Jesus. Our Jesus is Michael Jordan. That's it. There was no Kareem. There was no Magic. There was no Bird. There was no top 5.
I've heard a lot of people say Will Chamberlain and Kareem though. Kareem,
show me a list before Michael Jordan. Show me the list of the greatest players of all time.
I don't know.
There won't be one.
I don't know, man.
There won't be one. There was Michael Jordan was the person that they gave. I had a long conversation today with 80s players about it, and they said there was this is a new thing. Some players had Dr. J, some people had Will, some people had Oscar Robertson, some people had Earl the Pearl, Magic and Bird. There was no 5, there was no 1, there was no lead dog. So this is the question. If before Michael Jordan, what the fuck was the criteria to be in the GOAT discussion? There's none. So if there's no criteria, then how can you say today that LeBron James wouldn't be in there?
That's the point. But LeBron came after Jordan, so Jordan was the standard. He was the standard.
Okay, so got Kobe. No, so who's number 2? But what I'm saying is, if there's no standard before Jordan, and Jordan is the standard for number 1, what the fuck is the standard for number 2?
No, there was a standard before Jordan, because Jordan said when he came into the he was trying to do what Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and them were doing, which was win champion. They were killing Jordan for not winning.
There was winning championship, but that was no standard for greatness. That was no standard for. There was no standard for who's the number 1 player ever. There was no standard. They didn't have nothing yet. That's why when he won his first championship, they said he's the greatest player of all time. They gave him that after 1. Look, here's an article. Here's an article. Let me read the title to you. Let me just read the title to you. It says, Michael Jordan, the best there ever was. Michael Jordan, the best that ever was. This article was printed in 1989. How many championships did he win by then?
None.
Okay. The article, the best there ever was. He was considered the best ever before a championship. So the problem is this. We have to, when he got the first championship and they crowned him God, you cannot now use 5 championships to dictate who's number 2 when the God got it after 1.
I think the reason they did that for MJ is because MJ was just so much better than anything they had ever seen. And you got to admit, Gilbert, till today, even though LeBron has 4 rings, the vast majority of the people do not think he's better than Jordan, even after 4 rings, 20 years, whatever.
What I'm saying is Magic Johnson had 5 and Larry Bird and them had 5, and they didn't even consider them the greatest. So the rings didn't matter at that point.
They were saying that Magic Johnson and those guys were already top, and Jordan himself was even saying that.
They were top, yes. But they wasn't the GOATs. But that's the problem. So if I get a crown, what I'm saying is if I get,
those guys were good. Those guys were already all-time great.
But that's the thing. So his greatness was not judged off rings. His greatness was judged off of his ability. So his ability said, this is the best thing we ever seen. He is the greatest of all time. Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete that ever walked this planet. How many Super Bowls this man got?
I understand what you're saying about why they gave it up to Jordan and they're not giving up to LeBron in terms of championships. But since Jordan came before LeBron, everybody's seen Jordan play. Now when you got a dude like LeBron coming up, they're going to look at the dude that they was calling the GOAT and be like, okay, well, is he better than this guy? With 1 championship, 0 championships, and the overwhelming majority says no.
Okay, but
with championships without it.
But that's what I'm saying. So if he's the greatest player to ever walk the earth before the championship, and then he gets 1 championship and crown him, what is the standard?
I think right now, to answer it, this may sound like I think MJ right now is the standard. I think we all agree that MJ is the best. And if you're not going to do what that guy did, then nobody's going to consider you the best.
Okay, but the question is this: if the standard was set off 1 ring, you can't use the other 5. He got the crown off 1
because he was that dude, man.
Okay, so yes, but that's what I'm saying. No one's disagreeing that. But the problem is now is you're trying to use the totality of everything he did after that to say, all right, this is the pinnacle, which in theory is pointless because he's like Jesus. You're not replacing Jesus, okay? If you're a Christian, there's no second Jesus, okay? It's just one. Michael Jordan is just it. Now, the problem is this. If 1 ring set the standard, then how can you actually say LeBron James wouldn't be put in this category once he won 1? Because number 2, what is number 2? What is the standard for number 2? Who is the definite number 2 before LeBron?
I think it's Kareem. I don't know how we can't have Kareem up there, and I for damn sure think Kobe's better than LeBron any day, any night.
At what?
Gilbert, you know damn well Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron. You know for a fact Kobe is better than LeBron. You know that.
At what exactly?
Okay. Was Kobe better than LeBron?
At what?
First of all, Kobe's a way better offensive player. Can't even discuss it. Kobe's a way better defensive player. We can't even talk about it. He's way more clutch. Kobe had like 7 game winners in 1 season. He's way mentally tougher than LeBron James. And he won with less help for those back-to-back rings. I mean, those rings that he played against Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and he played in a tougher conference and still got the 7 championships. The East was weak when LeBron was playing in it.
Okay.
Even LeBron was saying Kobe was better than him.
Okay, because a lot of people like to use this clutch shit, right, as a staple of an argument, and I'm a clutch player, right? Before Michael Jordan became clutch, who was considered clutch then?
Larry Bird.
So Larry Bird was considered clutch. That was the pinnacle of a player. You want to be the best player in the earth. This is what you have to. It was no thing. It was no thing that clutch was a measurement of greatness. The guy who Mr. Clutch, how many championships Mr. Clutch win? The guy who's named Mr. Clutch.
Jerry West.
One? Yeah. So that's what clutch is, huh? He got the nickname Clutch with fucking one ring, and he's on the logo.
Yeah, the logo. They're gonna come for you, man. Don't do that to Jerry West.
What I'm saying, facts is facts. He won one ring, right? And he was called Mr. Clutch, and he is our logo with one ring. Okay, so if there was no real clutch thing to measure your greatness, because Magic wasn't clutch, Kareem and all these, what was this thing? Michael Jordan became a thing that everybody admired. The greatest player with this kind of skill, with this kind of charisma. He became the Bugatti of things. That means he is a unicorn of this earth. Yep. You can't measure everyone to the unicorn. You can't knock LeBron James because he can't do what Jordan did. He has his own specialty. Just
LeBron
like
top 5. He's top 5.
But what I'm saying is you can't knock somebody for not having something that means everybody falls short to Michael Jordan. And that's the thing.
That's what it is, man.
But no, who said MJ wasn't the GOAT?
Who do you think
the problem isn't MJ not the GOAT. The problem is you're trying to diminish LeBron James when we already know you're not going to replace Michael Jordan for LeBron James. So just say LeBron James is our number 2 and stop using a bunch of shit that's made up in real time. In real time with new analytics to try to keep him from getting close to Michael Jordan. No one's getting close to Michael Jordan.
Damn, y'all heard that? Did y'all hear what Gilbert Arenas say? He said nobody's getting close to say that again one more time for the people in the back, Gil.
Nobody's getting close to Michael Jordan.
Them LeBron fans gonna come for you too.
No, I'm a LeBron, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a Michael Jordan fan, I'm a LeBron, I'm a Kobe fan. I got my type 5, but I'm not gonna let people beat up players to take away players. Just say, listen, hey, this is my bottom bitch right here. Woo! Yeah. Right? No one's replacing her, but this is guaranteed number 2. Like, who is number 2? What is the standard for number 2? Kareem Abdul, if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 2 of all time, right? Which he wasn't number 1 before Jordan came, which is weird. Before Jordan stepped on the scene, he wasn't considered number 1, but now everybody wants to consider him number 2. We're saying now that LeBron James isn't all-time better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He ain't better than Kobe. How can he be better than Kareem?
At what? Again, hitting game-winning shots and doing all of this. And it's funny how you say he's not a better scorer. This is the problem with the statement.
No, Gil, he's not a better scorer than Kobe. Don't do that to Kobe. Gil.
Yes, that is true. But it makes fuckers giggle the fact that the second a guy whose scoring was second in his opinion, he was a pass-first guy, shoot-second guy, has the all-time scoring record. That makes you giggle. Right?
LeBron is not a pass first guy. LeBron led so many teams in shots that he's been on. I think he's led almost every team he's been on in shots
and assists.
Yes,
but
he's an all-around player.
But it makes you giggle when you say he's not a scorer like this, but he owns the one that says you are. When it goes down in history, he becomes that. Even though I know what you mean by natural scoring ability. I get it.
Let me ask you.
I know what you mean.
I heard it on your show. You said you were talking about Carmelo Anthony and I think Kevin Durant. You said there are 4 levels. I heard the 3. You said a 4th one, which I forgot, which is something I never thought about. You said I forgot the 4th one.
Posting up is 4. ISO is 5.
Right. And I was like, damn. And you were like, that's what sets apart Carmelo from it. Who do you think was a better scorer, LeBron or Kobe? Forget about the all-time points.
Kobe.
You as a scorer yourself.
Kobe. As a better scorer? But that's why I asked you.
I even saw the video. I saw the video of you. This is before I started talking sports. You was in a training room, and it was like, you see the shots that this man hit? You like, you see the shots that he hit? He's like, it's people not even there next to him. He's like, he had like 5 people on him. You see the shots that's what you were saying about Kobe. You're like, you was confused, like, what kind of shots is this dude making?
But that's what I'm saying. I know, but that's why I said it makes you laugh when you say like a guy who wasn't a natural scorer holding the crown of the best scorer in the most points overall. But this is not about that. It's about you're saying that now if you put him in Kobe's shit together, you're saying LeBron is not an overall better basketball player than Kobe. Not a better scorer, a better basketball player. That's what this is basketball.
Nope. I've seen him. Not to me, Kobe plays better. He's a better offensive player. He's a damn better defensive player. LeBron is a better rebounder.
Says who?
Wait. LeBron is better defender than Kobe?
Says who? What is your measurements of that?
No, I'm gonna ask you as the NBA player, who's a better defender, LeBron or Kobe? Gilbert, don't do this to me, man. You're making me.
Who's a better defender, LeBron or Kobe? They're both different.
Who is better?
When's the last time you seen Kobe Bryant chase down blocks and do all that stuff? They're just different. They're different at what they do. They're different at their defensive skills. So how are you measuring the defense itself?
Okay, who's better, LeBron or Jordan as a defender?
Again,
Gil, don't do this to me, man. Gil, don't.
Okay, how about this? Who guarded the most talent, Jordan or LeBron, in their position?
I think it depends on the era that they play. I mean, Kobe. I would say Kobe guarded more talent.
I'm talking about LeBron or Jordan. Jordan would have to.
Clyde Drexler
couldn't go left hand. Didn't know what a left hand was.
Who else? Would he guard Charles Barkley? I know Charles Barkley sometimes played 3. Let me see.
Remember back then. See, this is the problem with the argument about Michael Jordan. Jordan's my number 1, but I can argue against his greatness.
Okay, so Jordan's a GOAT. Jordan's a GOAT for you, though.
Yes. So if Jordan was the rarity of one-on-one players, he never got to play against what he was good at, one-on-one. Everybody else was a system player. That means most of those guys didn't dribble the ball. They didn't know how to dribble the ball. So denying them and keeping them from the ball and then take away their shot, they can't put the ball on the court. Who the fuck did he have to actually guard?
Oh man, Gil, you're not gonna do this.
He didn't guard no Dwayne Wade, he didn't have to guard the Dwayne Wades. He didn't have to guard the Allen Iversons. He's guarding Chris Mullins and
you're not gonna do this to me.
You know what I'm saying? He guarded guys who didn't put the ball. Same thing with Scottie Pippen. Like,
oh man,
Scottie Pippen, like who is harder to guard? Who is harder to guard? Someone like Klay Thompson or someone like Jimmy Butler?
Well, Klay Thompson is I mean, you got to guard him for like 48 minutes because you're always running around.
You do? If you deny him and take away his shot, what does he do when he get the ball?
Who, Klay Thompson?
Yeah, he can't dribble past 2 dribbles.
But he's always a threat because he's always moving. He's always a threat of.
And guess what? And if he's the 10, that means Reggie will be what compared to him?
Oh Lord, Gilbert, you're not gonna do this to me, man. They're gonna be coming for you on the internet, and I don't.
I mean, what I'm saying is, back then, no one put the ball on the. You see what happened when guys who actually put the ball, Allen Iverson. You see Jerry Stackhouse, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway. When those type of guys came into the league, Jordan was the pinnacle. But you notice he wasn't guarding those guys much back then, right? You know, Ron Harper, go get him, Ron. Okay, Ron can't guard. Hey, Pippen, go get them, Pippen. Ooh, Pippen, yeah. Dennis Rodman, go get him, Dennis Rodman. but Michael Jordan is getting Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player All First Team. Who the fuck is he stopping? Craig Elo?
Man, you're not gonna do this to me.
It's just questions. It's just questions.
They're gonna be talking.
It's just questions. Like I said, even in his championship, even in the championship, who did Jordan guard in the championships?
Oh man,
who gave Michael Jordan a run for his money? Have a check. Have a check. Who's the shooting guard on Seattle?
FYF Sports, man. You got to jump in here.
Herschel.
Hey,
Herschel. I got to roll
Herschel.
out.
What I'm saying is, it's there's because the things have changed. You can't use the past. You can't use the past. Like Clyde Drexler didn't go left. There wasn't creator. Reggie Miller, Mitch Richmond. Come on. Because rules were changed, you can't measure. Like I can really dissect Michael Jordan and say, hey, y'all don't think it's weird that the NBA diluted the league for Jordan?
Nah, it's not like that. I see some people talking about I'm running from the chat. I've been here for like an hour.
No, what I'm saying is, when I said dilute, think about what I'm saying. 88, 89, right? The league diluted the league, which means they put expansion teams in, and then they had an expansion draft, which means those two expansion teams got the only players on your team was protected was the top 8. So what do you think teams started doing? Grabbing what team? Pistons. Let me go say Rick Mahorn. Let me get, so you're diluting the league by allowing players. So now you need to ask yourself, what do you think Michael Jordan averaged against those teams?
I would have to look at it.
I know I can tell you he was 29-1 against expansion teams.
All I see a bunch of dweebs in the comment section saying crazy stuff. But Gil, man, it was a pleasure being on here. FYF Sports, thank you for having me on here. I'm gonna catch you. I've been on here for like an hour, man.
Hey, I appreciate you pulling up, man. I appreciate.
I'll catch you on the next one.
All right, I got you. Keep doing your thing. That's why it's sports talk.
And tell your subscribers not to be mad if you shout out one of my sponsors, man. It's not a big deal.
They're weird, man. I think I'm supposed to hate you by fast forwarding part of your sponsor. Like, no, man, let the man get off. People are weird, man.
I appreciate that. Catch y'all later, man. Have a good one.
Salute, my guy, man. Oh man, that was perfect timing, man. I appreciate you pulling up, man.
No problem. No problem, man. It's just weird that you're using a standard that wasn't a standard. Like there was no standard for what was considered greatness. Like when he retired with 3 rings, he was the best. When he got 1 ring, he was the best player in the world ever. 2 best, 3 best, right? Like now you're just adding extra things to make it really impossible when it was really impossible anyway. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing I don't like about it. It's like, that's what I said with Clyde Drexler all day today, a bunch of those 80s guys, and tell me what the league was like then. Who was the GOAT? And he was like, we didn't have one. We didn't have a GOAT. There was no GOAT. Everyone had their favorite players who they thought was the best player. He said, because the league technically was only 10 years in, so there was no GOAT. It was.
Why do you think that though? Why do you think people? Because I've said something along the same lines, and I see you guys in the backstage. I'm gonna bring you guys up. This is what my thought is. Jordan became the GOAT. Obviously, we understand that he became the GOAT, but then as his career unfolded, people started to identify the barometers in Jordan's career. And then they tried to look at LeBron and say, okay, what are the things that LeBron can accomplish that Jordan did? And then they started making those things the barometer to be the GOAT. So they said, okay, LeBron lost his first final, so he never can be 6-0 in the finals. So 6-0 is now the new barometer. Or they say, well, Jordan's made a ton of game winners that just look better than LeBron, so we know he's never going to look better on camera. So this is so I feel like they just run to barometers that they know LeBron can never be, as opposed to what you said was just look at what makes LeBron great and his unique talents, like you said, the DreamersPro. And then look at Jordan's unique talents, and then try to compare the two to best, which that's what makes it an impossible debate, because then it's just about what you like over what the other guy does, and it's just subjective. So it's never really a right or wrong answer. That's why I like what you said was put it on an equal playing field. Don't try to start comparing things that aren't necessarily fair, man. That was wild.
It's weird, like, and that's what I think when I bring up the like Bo Jackson. Like Bo Jackson is considered this greatest thing that ever walked the planet. He has no rings, but he's the greatest. he has no championship, but we all know who the fucking greatest athlete of all time is, and no one ever questions it. There's no statue or ring that can tell you he is not. What he did, who he was the standard of an athlete. And it just seems weird now. Like even this, when I said it on the show, I said, Russell Westbrook doesn't hold the most triple doubles in history. Yeah, if we started, from 73 on, okay, yeah. But Wilt Chamberlain averaged 14.5 blocks for his career. Points, rebounds, and blocks, that is all triple doubles. So when they did his numbers, he would have about 800 triple doubles. But back then, they did not consider blocks a stat.
Yep.
Which he would have had 78 quadruple doubles.
Damn.
And Bill Russell would be second in triple doubles with blocks because he averaged 8.8 in his career. So those two guys are not even a part of history. So when you say these things, you need to know the context of the history itself to say, hey, yeah, okay, since we've been keeping stats, Russell Westbrook is the doom.
Boy, man. That was a wild one right there, man. That was a wild one. I got a few people in the backstage, man.
Okay, I gotta go do.
I know you gotta do your show. I know you gotta get to your show, man. Again, I appreciate you for pulling up, man. I put your link in the chat, man. Make sure y'all check Gilbert Arenas out. No Chill Gil and Gil's Arena, man. But that was epic right there, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I'll be in touch, man. Salute to Gilbert Arenas, man. Y'all pulling up, man. Crazy. The show, man, went from a reaction to a live debate between Gil and DreamersPro, man.
That was a debate.
I just watched a live massacre.
I mean, it just
really made.